Hello, I'm Heather Broadbent, holistic violinist, founder of OnlineViolin.net and creator of Violin Fitness and Violin Secrets Academy, where I train violinists all over the world how to play their favorite songs on the violin and to enhance their current skill sets. Not only do I easily take violinists to the next level on their violin journey, I enable them to be transported to another world through violin performance. This video I'm talking about tone, and tone is one of the most important things of the violin. If you don't have good tone, you're not going to want to listen to yourself, and you're not going to want to have others listen to you, and other people will not want to listen to you if you don't have good tone. You don't want to squeak, you don't want to sound like that screeching cat in the middle of the night. So that is what this video is about. How do you get good tone and the secrets to having good tone on the violin? So we're going to talk about 4 secrets of good tone, okay? So the first secret, you bring your violin up with that great violin hold we talked about in the first video, and with that great bow hold we talked about in the second video. Nice and relaxed, okay? And you bring your bow to the violin. The first thing you want to check out is your contact point. The contact point is the point where your bow is on the violin, so where your horsehair hits the string basically, okay? Now, you don't want to be close to the bridge. Whew, that'll send chills down your spine, won't it? Okay, if you're too close to the bridge, it's going to sound pretty screechy. Now, that's great if you want to sound scary and you have a part in the piece where you have to sound scary, then that's fine. Then that will definitely send chills down your spine. You have to do it. But we are getting good tone, so that's not where you want to have good, that's not where you can get good tone over the bridge like that, okay? Now the other place, if you're over the fingerboard, that sounds, well, it didn't sound as screeching, but it still didn't have that nice concentrated sound that we're looking for. It was kind of fuzzy. And that's okay if we want to sound fuzzy and soft in some places, then definitely we'll be playing over the fingerboard in some pieces. But right now we're focusing on taking you from the prison of the screeching cat tone to good tone. So that's not where you want to be over the fingerboard, okay? So this, just to, in case you don't know, this black part here is the fingerboard, and this here is the bridge that holds the strings up, okay? All right, so you want to be in the middle right now. You want to be in the middle between the fingerboard and the bridge. And there you're going to get a better tone, okay? So check your contact point, number 1. And that's secret 1. And then secret 2, you want to make sure your bow is going straight. If your bow is going crooked, it doesn't sound too bad, but it's going to be very difficult, and it's not going to give you the best tone that you can produce on the violin. So if your bow is going crooked this way or this way, it doesn't matter. You want it to be straight. Okay, now there are 3 different ways to make sure your bow is going straight to see. First thing you want to do is stand in front of a mirror to double check that your bow is going straight, because you might think that it's going straight when you look at the violin, but in actuality it is not, and that's why you want the mirror, so you can check in the mirror that your bow is going straight. So first, check your bow with the bridge. Okay, so compare, okay, my bow on the string right now, my stick looks like it's parallel to the bridge. Now, I just did that, and you see in the video that in actuality it is not straight. It looks straight to me, but it is not straight, and that's what you want to do in the mirror, just to double check. So I straighten out the stick there, so now it is perfectly straight. But for me, that looks crooked in comparison to the bridge. So number 2, check your stick with your fingerboard, the end of the fingerboard here. Does it look straight? Does it run parallel with the end of the fingerboard? Okay? And if it doesn't, you look in the mirror and it doesn't, then that's not the way that you need to look at your violin. But if it does look straight and your bow is straight, then you do want to compare to the fingerboard. So first off, either compare to the bridge or compare to the fingerboard. The third way to check to see if your bow is straight is it perpendicular to the strings? Does it create a cross with the string? Okay, now if you hold up your violin and you do that, and you see that it's perpendicular and that it looks completely straight, and it looks straight in the mirror, then that's the way you need to look to make sure that your bow is straight. Okay, now when you do these tests, when you check this out, make sure you are truly holding the violin hold correctly, that you're holding the violin correctly, that your body is straight up and down, and you're not doing anything different, because if you check and your violin's like this, it's a waste of time. You have to make sure you have good posture. Boom, do your bow tests with the mirror and check it out, and you're good to go, okay? So secret 1, contact point. Secret 2, that you are you have a straight bow, okay? Secret 3. All right, secret 3, we have the elbow elevator. When you play on the A string, your elbow should be on the A floor, what I call the A floor. If you go to the E floor, look what my elbow does, it drops, okay? If you go back to the A floor, it goes back up, D floor up, G floor up, okay? E floor, wow, it drops quite a bit. So you want to check these levels here with your elbow. That's very, very important for producing a good tone. Okay? If your elbow is up here and you play on the E string, oh, screechy cat again. If your elbow's down here and you play on the G string, you can still produce a good tone, but if you have your elbow in the right spot, you're going to be able to produce a better tone. Okay? So we're looking at producing the best tone possible for you. Okay? So watch the elbow elevator. Now, the 4th secret. This is a very, very important secret. It's a very important secret. Not that all the other secrets weren't important. They're important too. This secret, not many people talk about this secret. You get some teachers that'll talk about those first 3 secrets, definitely, for sure. But this 4th secret is one of my personal secrets that I only share with my students, and now I'm actually putting it on video. And it's a very exciting secret. And this applies to if you're on a beginning level, if you're on an intermediate level, if you're advanced level, if you're professional level. This secret applies to everybody. And it's about being relaxed in the bow arm, which is basically the biggest secret of all, being relaxed in all aspects of violin playing. But this specifically applies to the bow arm, okay? Secret 4. I know you're just waiting to hear what it is. I call it the river. And secret 4, the river, is basically about the energy that's in your arm that's getting to the violin, okay? So if you can imagine that the energy that is here is actually water, that is like a waterfall or like a river flowing through. That's why we call it the river. But it is the water, okay? So you want to think about that. So when you bring your bow to the violin, you want to feel in your shoulder, okay, this is basically kind of the beginning of the river. You want to make sure this right here, this part of your neck is completely relaxed, your shoulders relaxed. Okay, and then that river, the water is coming down and coming into the elbow. If you have tension in your elbow, it's going to stop that river and it's going to stop the flow of energy. Now, this energy in this river flows all the way through, it needs to flow all the way through your bow arm into this index finger here, through the stick, and into the violin. And then what's really kind of cool is once it's there in the violin is holding up this river, the power of the energy, and that energy that's being held up by the violin and flowing through the stick gets transferred and transmuted into sound. So it's really kind of cool. Okay, so bring that bow to the string, feel the energy in your neck and your shoulder, feel it go through. Make sure you don't have any blockages of tension. Okay, so no tension blocked in your elbow. The other place it likes to get blocked is here in the wrist. And the other place it likes to get blocked is kind of here in your bow hold. Okay, so if everybody's relaxed, it's going to flow all the way completely through and into the violin. And your violin is basically holding up your wonderful, beautiful, heavily relaxed bow arm, and you can pull out that great sound. So you can create this amazing sound that you're pulling from the back of the instrument with this energy of relaxed energy of the river flowing through your arm to the instrument, combining it out with this amazing sound. So that's the secrets to tone. Foundation, postural foundations that we've talked about all the way led up to this point. the violin hold, the bow hold, the 4 secrets of both of those videos, and the 4 secrets we talked about in this video. That it's very important to apply this all together, and you will produce this gorgeous tone. So the magical genie that we talked about in the second video, when you pull these bow strokes, you want to just keep an eye on that bicep, that it's not going like this, because that causes that crooked bow. I just wanted to remind you of that, because that will affect your tone as well. So, always remember, until the next time I see you in a video or in person, always remember, happy practicing, and be pure in heart, fresh from the start whenever you come to the violin.